Alright, 8:31 a.m. I am attempting to try to make a playlist, a Freemason playlist, okay? Now check this out. So I've already selected my initial video to begin this playlist, okay? And I'm trying to simply entitle the playlist. So let's go becoming. Come on. Becoming. A dark. See how slow this is going? It's been giving me, and boom, look at that. It will not let me finish. It will not let me make the title that I want to make. This is artificial intelligence because it knows what I am trying to do. All right. So let's just go dark. See that? See how slow that is? It's because, look at that. Fine. Let's go Batman, huh? Dark Knights. Yeah. See this? This is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And it just wiped it out. Oh, there we go. So anyways, what I'm going to do, seeing how I'm doing it this way, I'm just going to go ahead and do my Sunday morning video like this. Okay, so anyways, I am going to begin this playlist. And the first video that you're going to see is about symbols. Now, you won't be able to see the thumbnail. Possibly not. But within the thumbnail, there's a sphere. Okay, a transparent sphere. Not only that, oh, this got me so frustrated. Anyways, yeah, so symbols. That is what the first video is about, okay? And last night I went to bed shortly after 10 p.m. I woke up at 1:11 a.m. this morning, and I've tossed and turned ever since. I watched some videos, also posted a couple of replies at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. this morning, something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and include a link to the channel James, and he's going to discuss something that I have been telling people for years now, because I'm so disgusted over the aspects of just spying, okay, and to the extent and degrees of surveillance, or what they like to call surveillance, whoever they are. Okay, I'm just stating that loosely. But James is going to talk about, and what I have told people, man, be careful what the hell you're talking about inside your vehicles. If you own a vehicle after a certain year, you know, it's not just the phones that's spying on you, tracking your every movements. You know, it's not just TVs. It's not, you know, anything is spying on you anymore. Okay, even your vehicles. Okay, and furthermore, James is going to bring up the factor of artificial intelligence and spying in conjunction with your vehicle. I've told this to people throughout years now. People just don't listen to me. You know, it's a lot like, you know, today's narratives that's, you know, being crawled across the bottom of certain so-called news programs, which they are not. They're just entertainment, after all, you know, being owned by Disney. And we got all these other narratives that's kicking off. You know, we got Bill Clinton today talking about the Oklahoma bombing and what's happening in Oklahoma. They're being hit by fake weather, right? Yeah. We got, you know, narratives of, well, there's a ceasefire in Ukraine, Ukrainian war. And we got, you know, of course, mainstream media say, oh, no, Putin's just, you know, he's pulling the wool over our eyes because the fighting still continues, you know. And same thing with, you know, Netanyahu and, no, hey, we're still, you know, we're still bombing the hell out of Gaza Strip. You know, why not? Doesn't matter what today is, right? Oh, by the way, happy Sunday to you. If you're celebrating any religious factors, well, I'm sorry. If you're celebrating this new holiday that mainstream media decided to lump in with two other holidays being celebrated on this day. Of course, 420, Pot Day, now, if you're celebrating that, more power to you. Yeah, this was going to be an outside recording, but you know, I started doing this playlist and I got so upset. But anyways, so we're going to go ahead and just stick with Dark Nights, right? Heck with it. Oh, come on. See, there, okay. Now let's go ahead and continue on. Okay, this is the one that we're doing right here. Okay. Oh, no. Oh no, this is the one. Okay, I'm gonna have to, I guess. And I am so sick and tired of seeing this non-stop. God. All right. I'm gonna have to redo this because this list. You know, shut up. Okay, so anyways, this is the one right here, and you can see the sphere with the Freemason symbol. Okay, and that Freemason symbol actually is in the letter A. Okay. Now, you know, CERN is, you know, still building their facility, right? Or adding on to it. Have you seen the map or the blueprint or whatever? It's an A associated with a circle. Of course, the circle being the collider. Well, there's a little bit more to that. Just think of the Avengers. Huh? And right here, this is the video that through James. Okay? People are freaking out because why? It's spying on you. And I've been telling people this for quite a few years. People don't want to listen regardless of, you know, their association with me. Okay? So anyways, I'm going to have to redo that playlist. And yeah, I think I'll go ahead and stick with Dark Knights, right? Because after all, what do you think Bruce Wayne was, aka Batman? Yeah. Okay. Here's another one I want to try to explain. President Trump. Okay? In vitro fertilization. Vitro. Okay? Now, I've not watched these. This one here. Yeah, I watched a lot of that. Okay? But I've got quite a few others that I will be including. Okay? And I gotta get this done so I can get out and feed the cats. And understand the role of the CIA. Okay? And, oh, J.D. Vance. Meeting with the Pope? Huh. Yeah. I'll keep my mouth closed on that one. So anyways, yeah, I will be redoing this playlist. In fact, let's go ahead and let's go over here to my channel, and we're going to go ahead and do this, and delete playlist, delete. Okay, then we'll go back to watch later. And maybe this will be a little bit of a training video for somebody out there, huh? Okay. Well, we want to start with this one. Save to playlist. And we're going to do, of course, hit that. And see what it did there? Alright, you want to play that way? Fine. And unlisted. And I don't know about this collaboration. You know, they got so many stupid options now. Which, of course, is basically more pathways of advertising. Okay? So, yeah, okay. So I guess we're going to go ahead and stick with this right here. So, create. And it's been now created. So, we can go ahead and just save playlist. And we'll go Dark Knight, and we're going to get rid of the watch later. And we'll hit done. The Kabbalah. Okay, save. And Dark Knights. And get rid of that from my watch later. Okay. Now these are just random. Nothing in order, okay. And we already have this one. We can just remove that. And I got quite a few of these that I need to get rid of. They're just but you know, there's a lot of information now about the Freemason Society. Oh, Timothy Hogan. Got to make sure to throw him in. He is like, whoop. Oh, crap. Cancel. Good God. All right, I'm going to finish this up later. We'll go from there. Yeah, there's more I could talk about, bring to the table. We'll leave it at that. And maybe I'll just go ahead and continue using this camera for these recordings. Alright. Huh, seems like it even took a moment for my camera, my Canon camera to focus in. So it's like 9 a.m., 9:05 a.m. Something like that. Tweet, 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 right up over my head someplace. But anyways, so we got these guys taken care of. Okay. Now, something that I want to make mention of is within that first Freemason video on that playlist, not only, man, she drives like a bat out of hell. She's gonna end up, no, anyways, something that gets brought up right near the beginning is the factor of the tarot. All right, and I'm gonna go just a little bit further into that once we head inside. But as you can see, okay, we're only supposed to be in the 50s today, with increasing cloudiness. Okay, and right now you can see what the skies are like. Increasing cloudiness. Okay, by 5 o'clock we're supposed to be at a high of 55 or 57 degrees and pretty much cloudy at that point. Well, we're not seeing the clouds being made as of yet. But I'm sure, you know, if I pay attention, we just might see that unfolding throughout the day. But I'm going to go ahead and do one final recording before I put all this together and post, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we're back and the time is 9:27, 27. I will not say no more about that number because I have spoken on it enough. And numerology. Alright, well, hey. On this Sunday, someone should happen to state Happy Easter. You might want to just turn around and say, well, Happy Ishtar to you too. The goddess of fertility, right? The practice of rolling the eggs, right? Has nothing to do with this book other than Freemasonry, and if you know that, okay? Because after all, as I've explained, this book was a creation, or you know, well, we'll just say the final edition, if you will, the King James version. And I don't care about the NIV and all those others. It's through the Freemason. Okay. Now then, there's a book within this book called Numbers. All right, and when you go into the contents of this book, okay, you have to ask yourself, who entitled these books? And why were they given the titles that they have? Because if you will watch those videos within the Dark Knight playlist, you might come to realize that when it comes to the Song of Solomon, it is not pertaining to the story here. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's go to Deuteronomy, because this is the point that I want to make right here. And we could cite other verses, but I want to go to okay, let's see. Verse 7, then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all his brethren, the Levites, which stand there before the Lord. Okay, and then it goes on. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through fire, nor that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord. Okay? This is not God. This is not the Creator. This is the Lord, thy God. Big difference, people. Okay? And, you know, it says in other verses that you are not to, you know, use such things as Ouija boards and, you know, works of sorcery. Well, when you go into sorcery, right away you're going to think about wizards, necromancy, you know, witches, wizards. Oh, yeah, okay. But what's that really describing? Well, even the Jews practiced sorcery. And all you have to do is look into the story of the golem. All of this is explained through Freemasonry, and once again, it is nothing to do with the occupation of Masonry or any other occupations within Freemasonry. This is about the secret society and the secrets that are now coming forth. Why do I know these secrets? Why is it that all I have to do is start to watch one of these videos and it's like, oh, this is just a refresher course. I've never been trained in these arts of knowledge through geometry, gymnasia, or whatever you want to call it. But I know these things. And I'm an observer of times. Of time. And this book is telling me that, oh no, you're not supposed to do that. Why? Because it exposes too much of reality. And that is why this book was created the way that it was. And nothing in it is as it seems, just like this world today. But once you get into that dark night shadow work, the understanding of the consciousness, which is what Freemasonry revolves around. I am. It's about your higher consciousness. It's about time. It's about you having God-like abilities and the knowledges of the universes and the understanding of many things, such as even cryptid creatures. Deja vu, Mandela effect, reincarnation. Yes, reincarnation is a big factor. I don't know where I get my information. All I know is it's coming through me. So it must be I am the information. And all other information is just reawakening me from information that's apparently what I carry from lifetime to lifetime. Through many lifetimes. Through many ages. How else do we foretell the future? How else do I know and understand symbols in the sky? Such as what this book describes. Signs in the skies and wonders in the heavens. Yeah. We'll leave it there. Check out the playlists. Check out that link to James. Because I firmly believe that is information that everybody should know and understand. You have no privacy. You have no freedoms. The only freedom that you have is when you go within yourself and begin that awakening process, which is not to be woke. Remember, there is a war between two parties. Something and nothing. Okay, we'll end it there. Enjoy your Sunday. And enjoy your upcoming week. Take care. Take care of one another. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see you once again back here on this flip side.